What up, y'all? St. Pete. So, one of the biggest secrets is that the Nazis didn't lose World War II. Germany lost World War II. The German people lost World War II. But a large majority of the Nazi scientists were brought over in Operation Paperclip, and a bunch of Nazis went to Russia. So when you think about it, yeah, maybe some of the low-ranking, low-hanging fruit, Nazi Gestapos or whatever, got tried in Nuremberg. But when we see the head of it kind of just was transferred into, other countries, which makes you think, wow, this is more than politics. The Nazis were way more than politics. They got you thinking that the white skinhead who got the swastika on his arm and, is hailing Hitler are Nazis. They're not Nazis. They're not real Nazis. Real Nazis, true believing Nazis, you'll never know that they're Nazis, because it's way beyond a political thing. This is way deeper than politics. We could go into the secret societies that were behind the Nazi ideology. See, it was a religion. There's a good documentary on Amazon, Hitler and the Occult, Himmler, SS. I mean, you could just type in Nazis, occult, and then just watch everything. But they'll show you there that this is way bigger than politics. This is a religion that these people subscribe to, and it's even bigger than the word Nazi. That's just a term we're going to use to describe this predator class of human beings who are essentially eugenicists. So wherever we see eugenics, we can start looking for the priest class, or this group of thinkers who think along these lines. Now, eugenics was first put into play in America, where they were sterilizing the mentally insane, criminally insane, alcoholics. Eugenics started here, but the Nazis were like, wow, America's really ahead on racial hygiene. So they took it to the next level. But you got to remember, again, these are people that are in secret societies. This isn't American, and I'm not trying to bash America. What I'm saying is that there's a group of people who believe that their genes are superior, therefore they get to dictate who lives and dies, who gets to reproduce. That's a eugenicist, and that comes from these I hate to call them spiritual teachings, but these teachings that these philosophers in their Enlightenment period, these Nazis, started claiming to have psychic conversations with these ancient Nordic races. And you see this a lot too, is like when you see the New Age movement, the New Age spirituality start to come in on the scene of a civilization or a society, it's always, the precursor to taking over a group of people, controlling their minds, because that's kind of what happened with Germany. They came into these spiritual teachings, and some people were accepted as gurus, and whatever, occultists, and then they claim to be having these psychic conversations with people that tell them that you need to stop your bloodline from being polluted. And this is where essentially, the Nazi ideology came from, is that, you can't be mixing with the, inferior people because it's diluting your bloodline and all that kind of stuff. So the Nazis in Germany were the first ones to use race as a way to divide people with the Jews, So it makes you think like, damn, whenever you see race problems, think about what I just said. Now we see all that, you have, so come to America with the secret societies, Skull and Bones, the Bushes, their grandfather was, trading with Hitler during World War II. He was a war criminal. He was trading with the enemy. They have Skull and Bones as German Freemasonry. There is that line, that connection between the Thule society, the secret society in Germany, Thule, Thule, Viril society. These were the secret societies behind the political movement known as Nazism. And then their counterpart over here, Skull and Bones, is Bush and them. And I mean, when you think about it, Bush, director of the CIA, becomes president. And you look at his cabinet member, so then you got the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations. It's something people should look into, Council on Foreign Relations, you really have to understand, understand, and overstand what the Council on Foreign Relations is. But essentially, that's a secret society too. It's you could publicly look it up, but what they discuss is behind closed doors. So CFR members, since Bush's cabinet was CFR members, Bush Sr., and Bush, Clinton, Jr., Obama, all CFR members are in their cabinet. Now us adults should know by now that, the president doesn't wake up in the morning and shoot from the hip with a dream he had the night before and make that public policy. You should know that by now. That doesn't happen like that. He has advisors. He has people that direct him, and So essentially, what we're saying is that there's, we can make a connection between the secret societies and eugenics and, Nazis, and how the Nazis used race as a way to divide the German people. It makes you think like, damn, why we got so much race problems here in this country? Like, how did this race thing get so out of hand? And we think back to what we already know, that these occultists, we'll call them occultists, dark occultists, because they're practicing a hidden psychology. They're occultists, because occult means hidden, and they're using a hidden psychology, a secret psychology, a psychology that is not taught to the uninitiated. about how to control man's ways. That's the real secret in secret societies, is how to control man's ways. That's what gives them the edge. That's what gives them an edge over us. Is that they are pinning us against each other without us even realizing they're pinning us against each other. And these are, you know, the idea of race is relatively new. You know, we're talking 1600s, something like that. That, you know, this idea of, you know, your race, the color of your skin, defining you. You know, where our ancestors were more tribal. It was like, what tribe are you from? You know, it don't matter what the color of your skin is, because it's really irrelevant when you think about how many people have that same color skin, and there's no way that they all carry the same ideology. So it was more of a tribal thing. What family are you from? And, you know, so we got these race problems, and we know that the Nazis like to use race. You know, that was, you know, part of the way that they got to control people. So it's crazy too, because then it makes you think, well, if you get into Anthony Sutton's work, Anthony Sutton wrote Wall Street and the Rise of Hitler, Wall Street and the Rise of the Bolsheviks. So you could see that there was a direct connection between Wall Street and the funding of Nazism and communism. We could see that. So that really is like, okay, so this group is operating from America, it's operating from Germany, now, you know, it's operating in Russia, and, you know, they're bringing about, you know, this religion, these ideas that these occultists, that this priest class is you know, you know, like I said, having psychic connections with them or whatever, wherever they're getting this from. You know, you could look into Helena Blavatsky. Helena Blavatsky was one of the I think she was a Russian, but she really, you know, one of the first major European authors on the occult. Her work is very eye-opening. If you know, you haven't got to that level of, if you're still thinking it's a Democrat and Republican issue, then you haven't gone deep enough. You haven't gotten serious enough about this truth thing, because you can't stop there. You got to keep going, brother. Keep going. Keep pulling back the layers. And I'm telling you right now, if you start with these layers that I'm telling you about now, start with the Amazon, Nazis and the occult, you know, gather as much data on these organizations, such as the Thule, such as the Viril, such as Council on Foreign Relations, Skull and Bones, like I said, Anthony Sutton's work. Gather as much data as you can. There's a good book, Fire in the Minds of Men by James Billington, and it shows you that, like, you know, these people, you know, they take this serious. They take this real serious. It doesn't matter if you believe in it. They do. And they're dead serious about it. They're dead serious about eugenics. You know, they're dead serious about breeding out those who they don't seem, breeding out those who, you know, don't fit into this whole New World Order thing. But check that out. Check out the secret societies behind the scenes, and you can start there. Any questions or comments, hit me, and we'll try to unpack this a little more. St. Pete. I'm out. Peace.